Coach Casey here. I want to talk to you guys about fundamentals. That's a term I hear a lot on the driving range, and normally that refers to things like your grip, your posture, your takeaway, those types of things. But if you fundamentally think about it, what a fundamental would be something that would have to happen in order for you to have success. So I think of it in terms of fundamental to the success of whatever motion you're making. In golf, you're only working on one of two variables, either the distance that you're hitting the ball, so how far it goes or how solidly you strike it, or the direction. So anything that you change should affect one of those two things. I remember John Jacobs' famous quote, golf is what the ball does. So fundamentals, in my view, should relate to impact. So I think of them being four fundamentals. The first would be centeredness of contact. This is my 9-iron, and you can see the wear mark is pretty much in the center. There's a little deviation there, but you can kind of see centeredness of contact. If you hit it a quarter of an inch off the center of the face with a driver, that equates to a 15% of loss of distance. So if you hit the ball 300 yards, if you hit it 1/4 of an inch off, now all of a sudden the ball only goes 255. So centeredness is a big, big deal. Also, if you hit it heel or toe bias, towards the toe, you'll tend to squirt shots to the right with your irons. Towards the heel, you'll tend to pull the ball. So it also affects direction some, so it kind of affects both, distance and direction. Next, and the one that I work with most beginners on would be kind of their ability to strike the ground in the correct spot, which would be a low point. When the ball is on the ground, you have to hit ball before ground. So the next fundamental would be hit the little ball before you hit the big ball, the ground. So you've got to hit ball and then ground so that the club can work properly, and you can put the loft on the club face and it'll elevate the ball in the air. So that's a huge skill and relates to the distance that you can hit the ball or the solidness of the contact as well. Next fundamental, the angle of the club face. If it's to the right, ball's going to start to the right. If it's left, ball's going to start to the left. If it's centered, ball's going to start to the center. So whatever angle the club face is at impact will be generally the starting direction of the ball. The curvature of the ball will actually be based on a little bit on if your path is, say your face is open, okay, to the club, but the path is to the left. Well, the face is technically to the left of the target. However, if it's open to the path, the ball will start left and curve to the right. So, and that leads into my final thing, which is swing direction, which is kind of the angle the club moves up and down on. So does it move kind of over the shoulder and back under the chin and over the shoulder? Or does it move too much like a merry-go-round this way, or too much like a Ferris wheel this way, which is steep and shallow? Two up and down would be too steep, two around would be too shallow. And that variable also affects your ability to hit it solid and your direction. So all four of these variables, centeredness of contact, ground strike, or the ability to hit the little ball before the big ball, the earth, the club face angle, and the swing direction, they're all interrelated and they all affect the impact of the ball. So when you're making a swing adjustment, if it doesn't affect one of those variables, it's probably not an adjustment that's worthwhile. So when you're adjusting your swing on the driving range, and don't think about making it a fix, it's an adjustment. You're not broken, you don't need to be fixed, okay? When you're making these adjustments, you want it to affect one of those variables, and you want it to affect either the distance that you're hitting the ball, or the solidness of contact, or the direction. So hopefully these ideas, or fundamentals, as I like to call them, will help influence you the next time you go out and practice. And if not, you can come contact me, Casey Cline, for some coaching.